Join me today as I make this watermelon wreath. This is Lynn with Homes Made Creations.
Okay, so today we're going to be working on a watermelon wreath. I have painted this little piece of board that was cut from it was actually a round door hanger. We were making a corner shelf, so we cut this part off, and I thought, oh, that's the perfect shape for a watermelon. This part is cut off, but I'm going to be hiding that in the flowers of the wreath. And so this is the wreath form that I'm going to be using, a grapevine wreath. The customer said that they were looking for about a 16-inch wreath. This is about almost 14 inches for the wreath form itself, but then by the time I add the florals, and they'll be kind of sticking out around the sides and all, it'll definitely be at least 16 inches. Hopefully I won't go too far over that. I'm also going to be using some nice ferns for greenery. I've also got these really pretty flowers. I'm not doing the typical red, I'm doing more of a pink fuchsia kind of color. So we've got these really pretty flowers. I think they're gorgeous. I've got that geranium. I've also got a little carnation that's kind of in the same color family. I have these nice little filler pieces. I love these. They're like little berries, but they're the same kind of color family. I also have some white that I'm going to be implementing. And then the star of the show will be this beautiful daisy here that's just absolutely gorgeous. So that will kind of be the star of the show. It's actually called a white sunflower. Interesting. I would have called it a daisy, but I guess with that big center there, that is more like a sunflower. I've got a couple different ribbons. I'm not sure what I'm going to be using exactly. I will be using this right here, the glue pot, the melting pot here. You can kind of see it there on the side. I'll be using that to stick the ends of my stems in so that I can put them where I want them. I also have my battery operated glue gun. I'll go ahead and get that turned on so it can be heating up. Just going to be doing some playing around first, and then I'll start actually gluing some things in. My first thought is that the watermelon's going to go somewhere in this range. It may kind of go to the side. Not real sure to go in that area. I'll have to be probably gluing some wire on the back and then wiring that in. Most likely, we'll see how that goes. And so I'm going to start off with my really pretty flower here. I'm going to just cut off some of the stems. I've got my stem cutter here, my wire cutter. This one works really well. It's spring loaded, which is nice because it automatically opens up, so it's ready to go all the time for me. This is a nice thick wire. I hope it will cut it. Did a pretty good job. If I go back and forth a little bit and twist it, it'll come the rest of the way off of there. So these have the geranium leaves that are every so often. So if I need to move those up and all, I can take them off and just glue them directly on, and that will be fine too. This will come in front, kind of aim them up just a little bit. Okay, so I'll be zip tying some of these on when I have a good spot to do that with. And so of course with the zip tie, you're just gonna look for the flat part, and that's the part that this will go in, not the raised part. It doesn't go in and click correctly. I'm just gonna run this under a couple of the spots of the grapevine. Maybe I'll go this way better. There we go. Put that in, get that about where I want it, and then I'm just going to zip tie it down and cut the edge. That way they're good and they're in there really well, and then I'll just go by try to do this as I go so that I don't forget them. We'll see. All right, so I'm gonna have that over to the side there. All right, take our next little flower here. This will be on her front porch, so I don't want to use too much hot glue on her front door, because if it gets hot, then the hot glue will melt and let things pop off. So I'm gonna try to put as much of it on here as I can with the zip ties, and then I'll hot glue bits and pieces as we go, as it's needed here and there kind of thing. I got all of these stems and things from Michael's. They had a good sale going on their spring and summer, and so I was able to get some really nice prices on these really pretty flowers. Okay, so that is good and hardened up. So we were ready to add it on here. I would love it if I could get that buried in there. I may put a leaf or something over top of that so it doesn't scratch the back of her door. Just rearrange a few things here so it's all spreading in there. Put my back coming up and over it just a little bit. Okay, it's actually looking pretty good. I'm liking it so far. All right, let's get us another one of these pretty big daisies in here. I'm just going to slide. I'm going to get one that's got 2 sets of leaves just to give it a little more greenery. I like to slide my greenery up and then just kind of alternate them so it actually has some around all of it. I'm not going to put it quite that high, but that's kind of the general area that I like to do. All right. So now we're needing to get one in going in this direction. Something similar to that. I need that whole edge right there covered up, so I'm okay to cover up some of that. I may just pull it in right here. With this one that's already in there, sometimes it's nice to put extras on there. Kind of gives you another layer of protection, so holds it in there good and tight. Sometimes I put 2 or 3 stems and then put a zip tie on. Some of these bigger ones I like to go ahead and, I like to go ahead and get them in there. Now that's got that whole edge covered up there that was not nice and pretty like I needed it to be. So that worked out really, really well. Okay. May get another one of these in here. Actually do a shorter stem so I can kind of bend it in there. Thinking we need something kind of like right there. And then I've got these right here that I'll come back in and glue in there. So actually I may want to glue them first. So this is where I'm going to stick my this part right here into my hot glue. Gets a little bit on the edge, and then I'm going to bring it right in here. Just like that. Hold it for a second. And it will glue it down. Let that glue dry just a second. And it's ready to go. I'm going to do the same thing with this. It's catching in there pretty good, so I think I'll just get me some glue on it and slide it back in there. Let that glue hold some of it. So some of it I will let the glue hold, but the big pieces, I definitely want them to be on there. I will be putting more zip ties here and there, so I'll probably catch that anyway. So I'm going to come in here. I need to cover up some of this area here, so I'm thinking I'm going to stick something like right in there maybe. I'm going to try it with some glue for now. I may come back and put some zip ties on it as well. There we go. Up in there. Bend that up just a little bit so you can see it really well. Now I do like to do odd numbers with especially my main flowers here. So definitely gonna put another daisy on here. I'm gonna look at my stem. I'm gonna get another one that's got the 2 on it, just because those are easier right now to work with, and then you can fill in with the ones that only have the 2. The 1 set of limbs. So I'm gonna slide it up just a smidgen, and then I'm gonna slide that one up so when you look at it, there's some. If I were to slide it all the way up, you can see that there's some on all the way around the flower. I'm not gonna get them up quite that high, but I do want them kind of alternating. So you kind of have a variety. Kind of fills in your whole flower there. All right, so I'm gonna want this one to come in here maybe. Oh, that looks good. Okay, so let's go in here and zip tie this one because this one's a big one. So I do like to zip tie those big ones. That looks like a pretty good stem to zip tie it to right there. There we go. Put up here, get it started, and then we'll get all the other flowers out of the way there so I'm not zip tying flowers into my thing. Pull it good and tight and clip. I like to clip with this side of my clippers. You see how this is higher, the blades are up higher. I like to cut with those so that it's closer to the actual zip tie. It doesn't have a lot of that plastic sticking out there. All right. Move those leaves around like you want them. All right. So far that's looking pretty good. A little simple for my taste at the moment. So of course I'm going to be going here and adding in some more, I'm gonna need a little more greenery, a little more of this fern, maybe right over here, or maybe right down here coming this way. I'm not sure which way I need it. Yeah, I definitely need some more coming in here. So let's see where I need to put it. I'm working right down here. Sorry, it's off camera. Working right down here. Sticking it in there pretty good like that. But you see how it's just barely hanging in there right now. So I want it stuck down in there really, really well. If I can get it to go. All right, let's see how that looks. So we need it up this way a little bit more, so that's the perfect time to zip tie it. Not only will it help hold it in, but it will hold it up as well. So I'm going to come in here and zip tie right in this area right here. So it didn't zip tie it too terribly tight. My main goal was to get it aiming out in that direction. We'll see how that works. Still felt like it needed a little more. Needs a little more something here in this area as well. Might be ready to work with some of these berries. See what I can do with them. They've got some nice greenery with them as well, which is always nice. Oh yeah, that'll look good right out there. All right. Get a little bit of hot glue up here and just stick these right in there. Oh yeah, that's what that needed. Okay, looking better. We'll cut off a few of these. Like I said, all of this was from Michael's. It's part of the Ashland collection, spring and summer. glue will be strung everywhere. Of course, anytime you're working with it, especially with this pot, this melting pot, seems like I get a lot more strings with it, of course. It's already trying to pop off. I might need to glue it on there just to keep it in there and make it sure it's going to do good.
Here it is, hung up on the door, ready to go to the customer.